I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakwadash. I want to give double honor to the Apostle Jim Master Word of Well. Peace, blessings, salutations, sincerely to you, Hakim, and to the Akwaf, and to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered. Bear with me. This is Shaquaka Rob underneath the weather. I'm going to try to do my best, according to the Spirit, to not cough or, nose being stopped up. But this topic is going to be about watch these banks because they're up to something. And we all know what's really the next move according to these elites and these bankers. They're ready to drop that dollar and bring in that digital dollar and that Karadma. That object that they want to put in all civilization. Now, us understanding that, real money is really friends and relationships. And as the scripture, I believe I have one thing about, Jake, you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, which, there's been a lot of things that divided us, but one thing that's also has divided us mainly is that money. Through Esau's mechanism and strategic plans, basically Jake size each other up by the status of their money, especially these women. But not realizing we are all slaves. One thing that the scripture talks about when you go into one of the laws is not forgetting that you were a stranger in Egypt. So not to be high-minded, but be in meekness. This is Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversation be without covetousness. Here it is. We're dealing with the so-called white man's money. We don't have our own money. We don't have our own banking system. We don't have our own nothing. But Jake in his high-mindedness, thinking they got something because they got a big house, fast cars, a Tesla, a bunch of women, a podcast, which he's making a lot of fucking bank scams or whatever. But it says, and be content with such things as you have. So, if you got a decent crib and a decent car, be happy. A lot of people don't. Majority of the so-called America is in high poverty. Really, to be honest with you, never really been a middle class. It's always been about the rich and the poor, especially living in the islands. You see that. It's only the rich or the poor. It says, and be content with such things as you have, for he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Now, us to know that's in his truth, what we do, we strive to please the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and edify our people, and build up of the unity of the brothers and etc. Because again, that's true money, that's true relationship. That's true money, that's true riches, it's friendships. And I can't remember if Kevin Samuels or one of those, I forgot, it was a guy who said that, and it made exact sense. And I'm going 1 Timothy 6 and instead of 9. Instead of verse 7. 1 Timothy 6 and 7. For we brought nothing to this world, and it certainly carry nothing out, but our deeds. Either you were wicked or you were righteous. Or you did the things pleasing to Yahweh Shah. That's all the thing that we're gonna have. And the relations that you had amongst the people, your neighbors, which is your people. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. And again, when people really see, like, people are tripping out about the eggs, and it's funny as hell because my man's in the world, he hit me up, was like, yo, these niggas trying to be funny out here. And this is all that me and him was talking about, how this system is very corrupt, and all this shit is a game. Because here in Virginia, you have land out here, and me having animals and pets and shit. And basically, me and him was talking about how they even jacked up the chicken market. So here it is, certain eggs that cost $8, $9, $10 a carton. And oh shit, matter of fact, let me cut all that out. Let me go get a laying hen. My man's told me that shit's $40 a hen. Prior to if you wanted a chicken coop, with laying hens, you can roughly get a hen for $10. You can go get baby ones for a bundle. I think I forgot the price. I think $3 each. Or you had to buy a bundle, and it cost you like $20 or $12. You got to get a minimum of 6. But the point is, everything is going up. But the thing is, these people are going to bug out because their covetous diet, their insatiable diet, and this luxury of never being content, proud as hell, is going to be to their destruction. But it says, but they that would be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and you see that profusely. Well, no, let me chill out with that. Trying to say those big words, but you're seeing that more evident now. With these jakes that have been in the limelight celebrity world for a lot of years, and now they're showing their mental state is not on any type of level. So it says, into many foolish and hurtful lusts which drown men in destruction and perdition. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing these women, they're trying to, get the bag. And now you see them years later, they're on these podcasts talking shit, knowing that they're through, angry, bitter, to the point where it's like we say over here, in Great Millstone, hey, 2/3 gotta go. They just gotta go. They gotta be cut down and asunder, chopped down, line them up. And it says, and for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So, for them loving all that money, trying to get the bag and, thinking that's gonna, the hell with the curses, the hell with all the trauma, the hurt that you've been through, the ghetto upbringing, your suburb whitewashing, the hell with all that, just get some money and that should make me feel better. I remember Max B.O.'s song, Money Make Me Feel, Money Make Me Feel So Bad. Jake got that mindset that, they can get some money and it will make them feel better. It just makes you worse. The more money that you even get your hands on is more open to do wickedness and to destroy yourself because you're hurt. The only way you can fix your hurt and your pain, your trauma, is through the scriptures. Because you gotta have understanding. You gotta have understanding and wisdom and knowledge of why this has happened to us. And you have to be able to really, be able to allow Yahweh Shah in this wisdom to go into your mind and cleanse you and heal you, and really be born again. Because it's a lot of grief, certain things that has happened to us. You just have a mindset of vengeance, and you just want to go out and just lay hands or, put somebody down. But fortunately, you can't do such things in this captivity. Only by this word you would allow certain things to rock or to move on and just charge it to to Yahweh Shah. But Ecclesiastes 5:10, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. So again, If you love that money, you love that bag, here it is. Your parents, your loved ones, your children, your friends, and actually, I'm talking about actually genuine people that you actually had around you, and you cut them. That one up spirit. I got that lesson saved to watch through Elder oh man, Manat Tazakba from South Carolina. So like about Miss I messed up your name. But yeah, everybody got that one up spirit on each other, especially the so-called niggas here in America, which been here in, the belly of the beast. Matthew 6:19, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, because this place is corrupt, where moss and rust do corrupt, because we live in a place where one up and cutthroat, backdoor deals, and bribery is very evident. And with these break through and steal, yeah, you get money, you have money, and everybody's out there to get it. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. But where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So our mind should be content with this truth and doing what we have to do to push and edify this gospel to the elect. So it says, Luke 12:33, sell that you have and give alms. Provide yourself bags which wax not old, and treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approaches, neither moth corrupted. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So there you go, So, and understanding that, this money's not ours, man. This, what we mainly do, we give alms, we give tithes, we help the brothers, and really, we build up the relation that we have with each other. Again, going back to that being the richest, being that's, alms and, charity, very important. Because, when you have a good friend or somebody that trusts you, that opens up a lot of doors, opposed to just having some goddamn money, you're a fucking asshole. Or you got that money with blood, by blood. And somebody that knows that how you got it, you can't be trusted. They'll do nothing for you. There's a lot of jakes out here that got money and alone and miserable. 1 Timothy 6:17, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in a certain riches, but in the living power. You have a lot of so-called dating. Everybody seems like there's a fucking coach these days. Gym coach, workout coach. Something coach. It's scamming people because people are hurt. They're gaining off of their hurt, their misery. Americans are the number one most miserable people on the fucking earth, man. You have a million fucking feelings, not even almost a million, more than that. Once you tap into the, that wickedness of, how certain people are feeling, the people will follow you. So it says, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come. So doing heavenly things that are spiritual, reaping things into the spirit and not reaping things to the flesh, not being carnal, that they may lay hold on external life. So when these banks, crashes dollar and do what they have to do, because again, you see Bank of America all on the news, and you see, this shit. People have been hitting me up even out here talking about how a lot of stores in Richmond are not taking cash anymore. So again, watch these banks. Hold on real quick. Sirach 21 and 8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. So here it is, the whole time you forgot about the bigger picture, the larger picture, which really was important. Here it is, you're supposed to repent, acknowledge Yahweh Shem Shah, be born again, and then cherish thy people, cherish the Lord, seek the Lord 10 times greater, and know the importance of what, the meaning of this world, the meaning of this life, not trying to be the next entertainer, the greatest entertainer, or your own celebrity, your own truth, your own opinions, because the only thing that matters at the end is if you are the elect or you're 2/3. Because when them nukes come, when the society collapses, and if if Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is not dealing with you, you're gonna be a man, be as a man in a fetal position. You're gonna be woman-like in that day. Everybody talks bad, everybody talks tough, everybody think their money, their guns, their strength is going to prevail them in that day. But this is a collapse that's going to be orchestrated by the elites so they can control. They're going to try to prophesy, they're going to try to act as the wise men, and they're going to act as if they got the solution, which Esau always does. This is nothing new. And what happens is you cause chaos, you uproot, you fucking get fearful, you get weak, and you go right to the devils who orchestrated it. Because one thing you always did was you looked upon this nigga's money. You loved this nigga money. And at least got this society where you would never be rich. You will always owe taxes. Taxes will always take your fucking money. Unless you took that backdoor deal, you would be basically a worker or a guy that has his somewhat own business, but you even going to labor and bust ass even more doing that. So basically, you're in a hard strait, So Sirach 29:10, I'm gonna end it. Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend. You see that's the most important thing in his life. Like the scripture said, love the Lord with all thy heart and love thy neighbor as thyself. Real money is relationships and friends. When money stops and all that other shit stops in the society, if you know somebody that knows somebody, hey, it can get you very far. That was the little saying even in Puerto Rico. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. If you know some good, well off people, and you know some good genuine. Basically, I'm saying if you know some genuine people, some loyal people, man, that shit that money, the shit that money can't buy. See, that's what a lot of people fail to realize in this society, because the shit that they believe what Esau did, it says on that TV. It said when you get the money, you get the friends, you get the stardom or the fan, and this and that and this and that. And these people yearn for that, man. And they lose. And man, it's crazy because they waste their whole fucking life trying to get that feeling. And when they get to that once, and if they do get to that level or they certain platform, or when they get to that certain age where they just failed in general, then they look stupid. Because they, like, for women, here it is, all these women had a good dude at one point that they fucked over. Then they went and wanted to be a whore, because women push for liberation and whoredom. And men just want to be the next celebrity, the number one guy, so he can just get everything and have this whole abundancy. And there's women and men. This is all bullshit, man. But again, reap to the spirit and not to the flesh. And then in due time, when the Lord comes and when all hell breaks loose and the society collapses, the Lord will protect thee. Man, fuck this money. Watch them banks, man. Hey, Lord's will you was edified. Redemption, shalom.